everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda if you're new here. This video is actually probably my most requested video on my channel ever of all time. So today I'm finally going to be doing a continuation of my healthy hair journey video, which you can check out below. These are going to be my top 10 tips on how I transitioned fully to natural hair. I'm coming up on the second anniversary of being completely natural, so it will be 2 years in February of 2019. I did not do everything perfectly while I was transitioning to natural hair. I made a lot of mistakes, but through that, now I can bring you guys these tips of things that I did religiously that really worked for me, and things that I wish I did and now I know better and I'm able to share with you guys so that you're not making the same mistakes that I did. So if you guys want to see my top 10 tips on how to transition to natural hair, then please keep watching. Alright guys, so my first tip to start out this video is to invest in a good curly haircut. This is very, very important, not just in the health of your hair, but also for your own sanity and your own confidence. Since I decided not to do a big chop, I had so much damage from color damage, heat damage, bleach damage, pretty much everything under the sun that you can think of, my hair was damaged from. Getting a really good haircut is super important because not only are you cutting the damage off, but you're also giving your hair a shape. This is going to be important because I know how discouraging it is when you have straight, stringy ends or no shape, just really lifeless curls. So when you invest in a good haircut, your hairstylist is going to give you a really nice shape. Once you're able to get that perfect shape that you're looking for, you're going to be so much happier with how your transition is going. You're going to be happier wearing your natural hair down. Your hair is going to feel better and it is really going to thank you for it. Next, my tip number 2 is to invest in a towel that is made specifically for hair. Once you have so much damage, especially bleach or color damage, your hair is going to be more susceptible to breakage when it is soaking wet. I do pay attention to the types of towels I'm using on my hair, how long my hair has been wet, and if my hair is wet while I'm doing certain hairstyles. To absorb the excess water from my hair, I've been using the Aqua's hair turban. I use this towel after getting out of the shower and before doing any kind of styling. This is because I want to make sure all of that excess water is zapped out of my hair, so any manipulation or touching or combing, brushing through my hair that I'm doing is not going to stretch the strands and break them. I know a lot of us have this normal routine of kind of using our regular shower towel to dry our hair, but that actually is going to cause more frizz and can cause more breakage than using a towel specially made for hair. This Aqua's hair turban actually has the material which is going to be close to a dry fit material. This is going to zap the excess water from your hair without leaving any frizz, and it's going to make your hair a bit stronger by removing the excess water, which will reduce the chances of stretching your strands and breaking them off. My tip number 3 is to deep condition weekly. Now this is something that I incorporated into my healthy hair journey. I did deep condition about 1 to 2 times a week or as needed. It's especially important to deep condition your hair while you're transitioning because your hair needs all of the nutrients. It needs moisture, it needs protein, it needs all the ingredients that are normally in really high quality deep conditioners. Alright guys, so my next tip is to trim your hair frequently. Now if you're someone like me that didn't want to do a big chop and maybe you're not getting a haircut as frequently as you should be, doing frequent trims is really going to be important. So before I was able to get regular haircuts, my hair was super damaged, the breakage was horrible. So one thing I did do was do at-home trims. You can get a pair of professional hair cutting scissors at Sally's, at your local beauty supply store, and that is what I would recommend using. You don't want to be using regular scissors that you're cutting paper with or anything like that. Those scissors just aren't sharp enough, and those can actually cause more split ends, leading to more breakage and weaker hair strands. So my next tip is to wear your hair naturally as much as possible. When I was transitioning my hair, I wore a lot of tight buns, a lot of pulled back styles, which I didn't know then, but I know now, and that can be very damaging. And I thought, hey, I'm putting it in a bun, I'm not straightening it, so that should be fine, right? Well, in fact, my styles and my buns were so tight, it was actually causing breakage around my edges, the ends of my hair. Not only were the buns way too tight, but manipulating my hair and actually stretching my curls every day may have prolonged my transitioning in the end. So leaving your hair natural as much as possible, I really think is going to help your hair repair itself, recover, kind of find its own natural curl pattern, and it's just going to help you speed up the transitioning process a little bit faster. Next on my list is to incorporate scalp massages into your hair routine. Now for scalp massages, you don't even need to use any type of oils if you don't have them available. All you need is your fingers or a scalp massaging tool, and just do a scalp massage a couple times a week. This is going to help increase blood flow to your scalp and actually promote hair growth. Something I have been using since the beginning of my transition, I have been using the Vanity Planet Scalp Massager. A lot of you guys ask if I still use that. Basically what it is just a vibrating scalp massager. It just makes it really easy to remember to do your scalp massages, and you can apply your oils directly onto the scalp massager, kind of do your thing, and you're done. So I think it's a really awesome tool. Alright guys, so ignore the blue tongue. For some reason I forgot that I was even filming a video and just started eating candy, so anyway, so let's move on to the next tip, which is to start using a satin pillowcase or a satin bonnet. Now this wasn't something I did until later on in my journey, and I wish I just did it from day one, because once I started wearing satin bonnets, my whole hair routine changed. I went from waking up with really frizzy curls and having to kind of redo them every morning and just feeling really discouraged, to actually taking my satin bonnet off and having my curls in really great shape, no frizz, and in relatively the same condition as when I went to sleep. Alright guys, so my tip number 8 is to finger coil your hair to kind of train your hair. I did have a lot of straight ends, a lot of straight pieces, and at one point I did get bangs. And what finger coiling helped with for me was to help them hold a shape and actually help the curls last longer. Next, my tip number 9 is to air dry as much as possible. This is especially important when you are transitioning. The more you put heat on it, the more you're diffusing it, the more you're blow drying it, the more you're really exposing that cuticle. If I am going to diffuse my hair, I try to limit the time where I'm actually drying. So I'll do half the time air drying and the other half diffusing. That's something I would recommend implementing for you guys, because I know a lot of people love to diffuse, especially while transitioning, because it can help give volume, it can help those curls really shrink up, but there can still be a little bit of damage due to using too high of a heat or diffusing too often. Alright guys, my last tip but not least is to ditch the sulfate shampoos. Basically they are in cleansers and shampoos to give you that lather and really clean your hair. Sulfates can actually dry out your hair. My all-time favorite alternative is the Deva Curl Low Poo. It gives a little bit of a lather and it gives you that really clean feeling, but it doesn't have sulfates in it. And oftentimes during the week, if I find myself having to wash my hair more than once, I'll actually use a co-wash. So guys, I really hope you enjoyed these 10 tips. This has been one of my most requested videos since I started my YouTube channel. So I'm so happy I had the opportunity to bring these tips to you, and I really hope these work for you. Thank you guys so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video.